AITA for showing my husband the text his mom sent me and causing her to be disowned? To start, me and my mother-in-law have never gotten along. She hates my guts and can be oversensitive oftentimes. I tried not to give her the wrong impression about me, but we just don't like each other. Sunday. I was feeling sick. I'm a new mom BTW. And couldn't eat what she cooked for dinner, and she seemed to take it personal. She sent me a private message of what seemed to be her final straw with my behavior, and it stated the following. Copy, paste. Oh yes, I know and feel your passive-aggressive vibe. You keep pretending to be sick so you won't have to eat what I cook. What? You think my cooking is disgusting? You think I'm unhygienic? When was the last time you actually looked at yourself in the mirror? Apologies, I forgot you're a new mom and can't be bothered to even get your hair brushed. You finally trapped our son and now want to use the baby as a pawn. I don't like the fact you're my grandchild's mother. I don't think I'll ever come to terms with it because you bore him. But I'll pretend. Pretend I don't know my son's been having chats with his ex every chance he gets. Be mean to his mommy. Me. And you'll see how far that gets you. Oh, and when I watch your shitbeast dog, it stays chained to a garage day and night until a half hour before you arrive. It stinks up my house, you know, same with your hair and clothes. My mind was blown and my gut reaction was to immediately go to my husband and show him what his mom sent, and he didn't take it well. He tried calling her but she didn't respond. It was 11 p.m. and he decided to drive to his parents' house and pick a fight with her about the text. According to my sister-in-law number 1 who witnessed it, he yelled at his mother and berated her and called her names, then disowned her, which shocked everyone in the house. My mother-in-law is diabetic. She fainted on the spot and my husband didn't stop, he just walked out of there while his family were yelling at him. I got several calls and texts from them claiming I just caused irreparable damage in my husband's relationship with his mother. Jeopardized her health because she was taken to the hospital, and worst of all, making my husband disown her over what? A dinner that I could have gotten a few bites of? A simple misunderstanding? They accused me of causing this shit show and turning my husband on his own mother and disowning her. Like that. Sister-in-law number 3 berated me for sharing the text with my husband, saying I should have confronted my mother-in-law alone instead of escalating the situation. She said I'm responsible for whatever happens next and have to fix the problem I created. I feel awful overall and so guilty since she's at the hospital and the family are feeling tense. My husband is avoiding me. AITA? Odds are that her claim that she tortures your pet to punish you is absolutely true. And a real insight into her character. NTA. Your mill thought she could abuse you and get away with it. Her son let her know that wasn't the case. She experienced the consequences of her own hatefulness. This woman attacked you, admitted to animal abuse, and thought framing her own son as a cheater was better than you being in his life. You did the right thing showing her little hate manifesto to your husband. She was held responsible for what she did. If the Sills don't want to acknowledge that, they ought to be cut off as well. NTA rule number 1 with toxic families: let the related partner handle the own family. You did the right thing by showing him the text and not escalate the matter by yourself. And it was his decision how to react. Mommy dearest was so shocked that her son would choose to defend you, she probably fainted out of shock. NTA. You had to show that message to your husband. That was a very disturbing text. I also find it weird that she fainted. My son is diabetic and he has never fainted from being confronted. NTA. That was one hell of a message. I understand why your mill didn't say that to you where your husband could hear her. Too bad for her that it backfired. If she didn't want her son to read this, she shouldn't have sent it. You are not responsible for her words, nor for your husband's response to them. Furthermore, it's very common for each partner in a relationship to handle the communication with their own family. Good on your husband for sticking up for you. I got several calls and texts from them claiming I just caused irreparable damage in my husband's relationship with his mother. Oh, no. You didn't cause that damage, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Your mill caused all that pain and decided that sending a message to purposely hurt you was the way to go. She probably expected you to be so hurt by that message, especially the part where she threw in about your husband chatting with his ex, that you would end up fighting with him. Instead, you showed him, and he got to see just how spiteful Mill is towards you. It's sad she is in hospital though. But that's not your fault either. Also, being a new mom is fucking hard. You're already dealing with enough stress as it is. You don't need this. Good luck and congrats on the new bub. I got several calls and texts from them claiming I just caused irreparable damage in my husband's relationship with his mother. You caused irreparable damage? WTF? No. Op. She caused that. She caused the shit show. She turned your husband against his own mother. Tell your husband thank you. Tell him you're proud of him for standing up to his toxic mother. Last part of my advice. This is for your husband. It's his family, so it's his call to make. But if I were the husband in this situation, I'd show that text to my siblings too, and tell them not to blame me or my wife for what happened. That I want nothing to do with any person who would send a message like that, or with any person who would defend that behavior. Oh, almost forgot. NTA. And neither is your husband. Why is it your problem to solve when Mill is the one who instigated? People always want to blame the non-aggressive party for escalating an argument by telling someone else what happened. You didn't call her names. You didn't accuse her of fraud. You didn't yell at her. She did those things and is now dealing with the consequences of her own actions. Don't feel guilty because they want someone else to blame. NTA. NTA. Your Mill played Olympic level fuck around and find out. And she got the gold. Getting away from that piece of work is a stellar end to 2021. Op. Danger, danger, danger. Read this top-level comment by you, Zopranaut. Odds are that her claim that she tortures your pet to punish you is absolutely true. And a real insight into her character. And regardless of what reconciliation may take place in the future, do not ever leave your children alone in the care of this woman for a single instant. ETA. Perhaps I should have said, pretended reconciliation. Because I doubt that your Mill will ever truly change the toxic hatred she clearly feels. Huh. This is the first I've ever heard of a diabetic fainting on being yelled at. And I used to live with two. Rolling on the floor laughing. You're mixing up cause and effect here. So are they. The cause of all of this mess was a nasty, malicious message that clearly wasn't meant to be seen by the rest of the family. You were supposed to be the only recipient. Frankly, even if you were a passive-aggressive person who was pretending to be sick to make her look bad. What? She still has zero excuse for that message. That's the bottom line. They can yell about how you shouldn't have shared and your husband shouldn't have confronted her. But it comes back to that. She did something horrible. It's impossible to put that in a good light. No amount of deflection will make that not true. Person shrugging your NTA here. What's more, your Mill is fine. NTA your Mill and his whole family are toxic for their behavior. You absolutely should have shared this text with your husband, as it was over the top and highly inappropriate. His actions are on him, not you. Give him some breathing room and then approach him with love, kindness and understanding and ask him how he is feeling, then listen. NTA. I don't think it's reasonable that you wouldn't share the text with him. And good for him standing up for you and not backing down to his unhinged mother. NTA. You reap what you sow. NTA. It sounds like the family are demonizing you because it's easier than calling out a poisonous woman in her behavior. You showing your husband her message did not cause damage. Her writing and sending, but in the first place did. First of all, she caused herself to be disowned. You were right to show him the text. Also, the fainting is fake. How does her being diabetic have anything to do with it? NTA. NTA. This is a clear case of someone being upset about the consequences of their own actions. She was being a AITA bully and gambled that you would take it or her son would side with his mom over his wife. Well, looks like she lost that bet. NTA. I find it funny that she accused you of faking being sick because of her cooking, which I wouldn't eat lest she attempt to poison me. But as soon as her toxic behavior is called out, faking sick is her method of choice for taking the heat off her. I hate calling people narcissistic because I feel like it's way overused. But if your Mill isn't the textbook definition of a narcissist, I'll eat my shoe. Hubby is probably processing everything and coming to terms with the fact that the woman who raised him is choosing to be so blatantly evil to his wife and mother of his child. He just defended you against his mother and family, as any good husband should do. Give him space to accept the new normal. NTA. Fucking hell. I love your hubby though. Too many times these stories have passive men not standing up to mummy. Hope you, hubby and baby have a great life. NTA. Your husband is feeling guilty most likely and may be avoiding you because he doesn't want to lash out at you. While you should discuss this, if he needs a day to process this big life decision he's just made, essentially cutting off most if not all of his family. This may just be what he needs. The important thing is that you both support each other.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.